Alright, hey guys, it's Jacoby, and this is my mom.
I'm Candy.
It's been a little while since I've made a video, but I'm going to, instead of right now of making my transition video again, I'm going to be making a verbal transition video, kind of like dating my life through 6 different periods or chapters.
First of all, he was a very, very cute baby. Did a lot of baby pageants, little modeling, won a lot of the baby pageants, and was a swimmer. We always used to joke around that when he came out of the womb, he came swimming out. He was our little fishy. Was a ham and real outgoing around family, close family, but anyone else, he was kind of introverted and shy, and kind of stayed to himself. I think the first thing I think of is like when you're like preschool, elementary school, you know how you do that Christmas program or end of the school year program? Well, you know, when you're singing or you're having doing your little skit, he tended to be really excited about it, but when it came to it, he'd be like in the front row being kind of the petite one, and you could tell he was kind of bored, so he'd be making every expression you could imagine. You know, the only thing he didn't do was fall asleep in front of everybody. But for someone that was very shy and introverted, I guess you'd have to see it, he was kind of like a little class clown in the program. He was also really into Girl Scouts and soccer. Yeah, he trotted like a horse and not like ran. It was kind of like his little girly trot.
Yeah, but I had asthma too.
Yeah.
I started noticing females in a way that I didn't understand was an attraction. I remember one time there was a girl named Gina, and I'd always try to impress her. Like a group of friends and I, who were all girls by the way, we went and we would like sing the Backstreet Boys to her during recess. We had like paper guitars, and it was ridiculous. But and then one time when we were at home and Gina came over, and we were like taking off my shirt because it was like the Tarzan thing, and I thought, you know, guys who were cool took off their shirts and whatnot, and she went and told Mom on me. So, and I liked to wear jeans in a shirt. That's what I liked, and Mom didn't like that.
I was the girly one.
Because when I was young, like she said, she had me in pageants, so I'd always have these frilly dresses. And of course, back then it didn't matter to me. But looking back, like I don't want to be in frilly dresses. Like, can you imagine me in a frilly dress? It doesn't work out. Back then, it's not like when you're young, you don't really have a choice in what you like, how you dress. So at this age, I was starting to wear whatever I wanted, which didn't always last long because Mom would be like, "You don't match. You look like a slob," and I didn't really care. From middle school up till like the middle of high school, I was actually faking a guy online, and I talk about it a little bit in my Q&A, my other video, but it was something that just started off as a protection to keep people I didn't want, like people at bay because of the predators on the internet and whatnot.
He had his alias name Jack. We didn't think much about it, but then I came across him sometimes chatting with some girls.
I came across a group of pagans in school. What they described to me was that these people, it could have been an other that I had, because they had them, and it's basically like sort of like a spirit guardian or guide inside you. So I kind of thought it was that for a bit. And when I started seeing a psychiatrist because of my depression and self-harm, basically the psychiatrist, the way I was describing this and he didn't understand, would ask me leading questions that kind of almost made me believe I was psychotic.
I think that's when, between he was at 16 is when it was like a wake-up call. He was cutting himself. At first we didn't know he was cutting himself until once we saw a lot of blood and a towel, and he used to hide it because he used to go in his room and cut himself. I wasn't real familiar with cutting. Realized that he was going through a depression stage. Didn't understand, and I think I was like everyone else. At first I thought it was attention, but I did realize when he had left a suicide note and the police got involved that he's reaching out for help. And that's where he talked about the psychiatrist. Unfortunately, that was not the best psychiatrist for him, and we tried other avenues that weren't really working out. As I was faking this guy online, I started being more and more open to the idea of the LGBT community, and I eventually came out as gay. This was totally different than kind of how I was brought up and how I was when I was young, because I forgot to mention, but back then, my dad's like very conservative. My mom's a practicing Christian, she's Mormon, and so I had a lot of very strict conservative views because that's all I really knew.
And so naturally, I was very against the LGBT community when I was very young, out of just pure ignorance and not knowing better. And so I was like afraid of gay people because I didn't really know better. And it's not like they teach you in church to be gay. It's just like there's the stigma on it. It's supposed to be immoral. And on top of that, I mean, when you're a kid and you're joking about something you don't like, it's, oh, that's gay. So it's automatically a bad thing in my head. And there's not much that went in my life during that period. I was in my first semester of college, started my second semester, and I was in a long-term relationship with this girl, and we're no longer together. But right after I got home from visiting her, all the way out in Atlanta, so it's like a 600-mile drive for me, I started chest binding, so that was like the first big thing for me, other than using masculine pronouns. I've been seeing my therapist regularly. He's really, really great. If you're in the St. Louis area looking for like a counselor, therapist, or any medical services, let me know and I can provide you with information. There are free services for anybody from age 13 to I believe 24. So I've been seeing him because he's going to be able to write me my letter, a recommendation to see the specialist to start my treatment in hormones. And it's been a really good process. Before I end the video, I just wanted to give a bit of advice. The point is, trans is an umbrella term and encompasses a lot of things, and it's not like a social thing or a club or a type of people. It's just people trying to feel comfortable in their own bodies. That everybody is different on their own journey. It's just like anything else in life. You can't rely on someone else's experiences, so don't rely on my experiences or your trans friend's experiences or your trans friend's mother's cousin's relation of a trans person's experiences. Just do what, in the end of the day, makes you comfortable, and know that it's not a quick process at all. It takes a long time, a lot of money. Not only that, it's life-changing. It's irreversible once you get to a certain point. That if you think that's you and it makes you feel more comfortable, don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because I know I still have a lot of family who don't accept it. I have a lot of family who do accept it, but I have a lot of people who don't accept it, and there's not much I can do to change it. At the end of the day, just do what makes you happy, because no one else can tell you how to feel comfortable in your own body but yourself. So, I think that's all for today. Bye, folks.
No, you're not alone. Bye.